Tofo, this is Shifu Kanishka this side. In the next chapter of my Shaolin Road, the topic is the secret of the Shaolin revealed to me. Like in the last episode, I told you that I went to Phawang Temple and I started training. And the last episode was more about how we used to go out to get some food and stuff. So the Chinese children used to train separately, and me and Momo, we used to train in a hall. As soon as you entered the Shaolin Temple Secular Disciples Union, the Phawang Temple, there is a courtyard here and there's a courtyard here. There's a big hall on this side, and on the left side there was the dormitory for the Chinese children, and then the office of Master Shi Hengjun, Da Shifu Shi Hengjun. So Sachang, me and Mo, we used to train with Laoshe Deng Jiaolian. And one day, as we went to Denfeng City to eat food, and we came back at night, when we reached the first level and we were supposed to go down because that's where my room was, I suddenly saw a shadow of a person training, and I stopped and I said, Momo, Sachang, someone is training. And then I saw, we hid, it was Master Shi Hengjun. And I still remember today, butterfly kicks, you spin in the air, Mariposa would say. He was doing that. That was fine to me. And then suddenly he just, he relaxed his shoulder and he came back into this posture. I remember, and I could hear pin drop silence at night, and I even hear that the movement of his breathing, it was like, and then he went BAM! Like this, it was so fast, and I was like, I have never seen a traditional Kung Fu, because what I would always see in Shaolin in that area is more like, big moves and wushu and stuff, and he was striking, doing elbows and kicking and chopping and stuff, and I was like, I said, Sachang, what is he doing? And then he said, oh, you don't know? I said, what? He said, that's Shifu's specialty, that's the secret of Shaolin. And I said, what is the secret of Shaolin? He was the one who told me. He said, there is a system of Shaolin which is very rarely practiced or given to the students. And I said, what is that? He said, it's the close combat part of the Shaolin. It's called Shaolin Duanda. And he said, your master is a specialist and very known person in Shaolin for Shaolin Duanda. I was like, okay, and I was just fascinated. And then we kept seeing the master for another 20 minutes, and when he went to his room, he went back and he went to our room to sleep. And the next day, something got into my brain. We finished the training and the breakfast happened, and Shifu used to do breakfast inside his hall. So I took my board and I sat outside Shifu's room, and after finishing the breakfast, Shifu came, and I looked at Shifu, and Shifu looked at me. He said, Chodo. I said, Shifu, Shaolin Duanda, because I didn't know what to say, and I was on my knee, and I was like, basically wanted to tell him that I want to learn Duanda, and Shifu just looked at me like this, and he was like, who must have told you this word? It's like, Pusha, go, and he would just walk away, sometimes lift me up. You will not imagine, this is not a story I am cooking because it's very close to my heart. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, even after afternoon, every time he would go inside his office, I would keep waiting outside his office. Once he would step outside, and I would keep asking him, teach me Duanda. And this process continued for like 2 to 3 months. And one day, what happened, and I was feeling very disheartened that, Shifu was not teaching me, and he was telling me, train Kung Fu. He would pick me up and he would send me to Deng Jiaolian. One fine day, I was training this form, the Shaolin 32 Duanda. I didn't know, I came to know much later, it's also called 32 Duanda, it's just the name of the form, but it's called Taizu Chan Chuan, okay? And the way Deng Jiaolian was teaching is not exactly the way traditional way Master Shi Hengjun does, and he could see that my movements were pretty floppy, and we were practicing, and then he was sitting and having his cup of tea, and then he called me, Chodo, come here. So I went to him, and he gave me the first move, the way he does his Fali and stuff, and then he sent me back from there, and I was really excited that I got to learn for 10 minutes from my master. That was way too much for me, because that's what I was longing for. And his process mate has already been almost 2 years now, going coming back like this. So that thing continued. One day in the evening, after dinner, again he was having the dinner, and I got my bowl and I was sitting outside his office, and he stepped outside and he looked at me, and I said, Shifu Chowni Tuanda, teach me Tuanda. I could feel that he's like very angry and pissed with me and irritated with me. He didn't say anything. He came back, and I was still sitting there. And I was like, Shifu Tuanda, and the first time he said, how? Means yes, okay, okay, I will teach you. It was so like, just teach him something, just teach him one time. So he got me inside his office, and in his office there was a table, Buddha statue, and then it was a small courtyard where he used to train, and then a small room inside. That was the first time he gave me a Dwanda, but he gave me with a stick. That was the first combination, and then he taught me the first basic punches, footwork of Dwanda, and one of the first Dwanda of how to break the elbow of the person. Means I cannot tell you the happiness and joy which I had, and I kept training. The next day, I asked him to teach one more Dwanda, and he didn't teach me. The third day, I kept telling him that I want to learn. So he called my friend Sachang, and he said, Chodu, sit down. So I sat, my friend Sachang sat, he was a translator, and just like a young kid who wants to learn too much, he's been open to the system. And he said in Chinese to Sachang that, tell this boy, if he eats too much, he will vomit. The basic lesson what he was trying to give me is like, when I have given you one move, you practice till it becomes your second nature. Second, you learn to apply it in a free flow. So the way Master Shenjin would teach, he would give us one technique, and then he would tell us to practice like a from. Then he would get a student from Sanshao and Sanda from boxing, and then he would tell us to apply that technique on the boxer till we get the technique correct. And that is the way he taught me. So I can tell you, however, the technique was only 36 Sansilyo Dwanda, that's the meaning, 36 Dwanda. But I learned 36 Dwanda from 2004 and up to 2015 is the time when I finished 36 Dwanda. That much time, patience, dedication is required. Howsoever nowadays it's very difficult to find this kind of dedication in students, because people like instant gratification. It's like McDonald's, they want to learn everything quickly. And for people who do not understand this, today I'm going to be giving a very important lesson about what Kung Fu is all about, guys. Okay, so the word Shaolin, okay, need to understand the meaning. What is Shaolin? In China there are two mountain ranges, Shaoxi and Daoxi. Okay, under the valley of the small forest range, which is Shaoxi range, the emperor ordered to build a temple for the first Indian Buddhist monk, whose name was Buddhabhadra Batuo. A temple was constructed, and that temple was called Shaolin. Shao means small, Lin is forest, and Si is temple. So Shaolin Si, the little forest temple. Now the Kung Fu which is practiced inside that Shaolin was called Shaolin Kung Fu. Okay, in the next episode I will definitely talk about the myth that people think Bodhidharma is the founder of Shaolin Kung Fu. It is not. Bodhidharma is a founder of Chan Buddhism. He is regarded as a founder of Chan Buddhism, not as a founder of Kung Fu. Okay, so but however, Kung Fu means Kung is energy and Fu is time. So anything in life which you do with right energy and right timing, it becomes kung fu. It can be car driving kung fu, it can be a kung fu of doing photography, it can be kung fu kitchen, like you cook, you know. So that is what kung fu is all about. It also means hard work. So it takes a lifetime. You know, kung fu is a life process. It's within you. You do it every day. It's not about just fighting, you know. Now let me talk about the martial arts aspect of kung fu, okay, which we call Wu, because Shaolin is called Chan, Wu, and Yi. Chan means Zen, Wu means martial, Yi means medicine, okay. The Wu aspect is called Ti Da Shui Na Dian Shu Dian Mai, okay. Ti means to kick, Da means to strike, Shui means to wrestle and throw, Na comes from Chinna, means to lock and submit, okay, and break the bones, okay. Dian Shu means a pressure point hit, Dian Mai means muscle tendon grabbing. Does it look like MMA to you guys? Of course it is. Howsoever, the approach is very different. And MMA is a combat sports which is practiced inside the ring, okay. There is martial arts, there is martial sports, there is combat martial arts which is like MMA right now, okay. Combat martial sports, MMA, Muay Thai, Sancho, okay. And there is survival martial arts. They are all different, but all of them have originated under one umbrella, which is martial arts. If martial arts would not exist, none of these things would exist, okay. In olden days, martial arts was trained to defend yourself, okay. It was not to attack or to demean or to show that someone is below you, okay. It is a different approach. Kung Fu is a Buddhist philosophy. It does not allow you to go and hit someone, you know, unless you are being attacked. That's why if you can talk it out and resolve your issues, it's much better. In the last case scenario, when you think your life is under a threat or your family's life is under the threat, that is the time you use Kung Fu. So, you know, every martial art is good. Every martial art has its pros and cons, good and bad. So it's not about this martial art is better than this, that is bad, that is good. It is only the practitioner which is good and bad. It's not the martial arts which is not good and bad. Okay, so I'll see you next time. In the next episode, I'll be talking in detail about what is Shaolin Kung Fu, how did it came, okay, and how it was developed. Amitof.